Hello, everyone. I'm really glad to see you all. Good morning, Asia. Good morning, Europe. Good morning, Africa. And good day, Australia. America is sleeping, but we will be there in a little while. I'm really glad to welcome you all at the Unicorn Cup World Finals. It's so exciting to see you all today. We will start our hottest part pitch session in just a second after a short presentation. Can I have a video, please? Welcome to the Unicorn Cup Finals. You had seen a little bit preview of what I will be talking about, but let me tell you a little bit more. My name is Anna Fedorova, and I'm CEO of Unicorn.Events and Chief Partnership Officer at Startup Network, who is the organizer of this truly extraordinary world largest startup pitch contest by geography and the number of the events held already. Welcome to our Unicorn Cup World Finals. We are grateful to the people who made it all possible. Please give a little thank you to our sponsor, Network VC, our platinum sponsors, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, our golden sponsor, and Startup Inc., our silver sponsor. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Finally, we have all gathered together, and after going over a huge number of startups applications from all continents, today you will see the best out of the best ones pitch live, the winners of the preliminary unicorn battles that got the highest scores from our famous judges will have the honor to present their regions. Additionally, we have two startups, selection of our sponsors, and meet the contestants from all over the world. GeniPro DX from Chile, AS2 Systems from the United Arab Emirates, Nostra from the USA, Agree present in Russia, Syncell from Mexico, Tankerwala from India, Uplift the USA, Block Aero Technologies, Thailand, and Banks Group, Great Britain, and Lyric the USA. Amazing guys, amazing pitches coming soon. And I hope that the very best one wins, because the winner today will have an amazing opportunity for tete-a-tete discussion with our VC-only meetup that done by VC House. We are proud that we are lighting up real stars among startups. Besides startups pitching live, please pay attention to our expert participant startups. George from Australia, Alfred from Republic of Korea, Erase IT from Bangladesh. Please check them out and their amazing solutions at our event page, and you can interact with the founders directly in the chat right here. Unicorn.Events is the world's largest startup pitch competition where successful startups pitch for private investors and venture funds. We started our events back in 2009 and do them on a regular basis all over the world. Offline, mainly online right now due to restrictions. We have done many discoveries. You had seen all of them if you are staying with us online. Unicorn.Events really helps startups to fundraise, succeed, and become leaders in their industry. I hope that our VC community will keep growing, our angels community will keep growing, because we have amazing juries that select the best startups, because we are scanning the whole world. And guess what? Next season is just what you had been asking for. We will have the industry battles. So mark the dates in your calendar. We'll be happy to see all of you. We will be scanning the whole world in December and start our battles in January. Waiting for all of you with our winter season in just a while. This year of 2021 has been an exciting journey for all of us. At Unicorn.Events, we traveled all over the world, discovering startups in big and small ecosystems with our great partners. Appreciate our partners. Guys, we are nothing without you, because you are helping us to look into all those little and big cities, into nations, into local regions where we find these absolutely exciting, amazing solutions. Thank you all, and our family keeps growing. If you would like to do business with us, if you would like to do unicorn pitches, if you're leading startup or VC community, please be sure to contact me directly, our event managers, and we will explore our synergies. Really, really looking toward this. Our events are brought alive. You can see it all with your own eyes. Please be sure to subscribe to support us, to support startups that are pitching, and interact directly with our famous judges that are selecting the best startups. And let our event begin. Let me present you Lena and Kate, our great girls that do amazing unicorn events, mainly in Asia, Australia, and Africa, but industry battles will be all over the world. Lena, Kate, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unicorn Cup Finals. My name is Lena Evtushenko. I'm head of Unicorn Battle Asia. Also with us, my beautiful colleague Kate. Kate is startup manager of our company. And Kate, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Lena. I just want to express our gratitude to our media partners of today's final. They are representatives of different parts of the world, USA, Russia, India, and many, many other corners of the world. Thank you guys for all of your support and for your key role at the VC market. Advise all of you guys to check their websites to find even more options for a fast expanding and profitable fundraising and funding.
Thank you, Kate. And first of all, let us introduce our special category of judges. It's official judges. Anna, could you help us?
Yes, sure. My pleasure, Lena. We have amazing selection of official judges. There are special judges that present not only the funds, but also the countries or the regions that play a great role, crucial role in startup ecosystem, world startup ecosystem. And we will have different people plugging in to different parts of our events. Let's see who we have online already. First of all, I would like to introduce you to our CEO and founder of Startup Network, Alexander Soroka, who represents the global ecosystem of Startup Network. Alexander, you're with us, I know?
Yes, Anna, do you hear me?
Yes, great to see you. Please present yourself. Tell what industry you're looking for, what startups you invest in, and what you are looking for in today's event.
Okay. First of all, I'm really glad that today we have an autumn final, finally. And of course, I'm glad to see here so many official judges, our expert boards, and of course, startups. Our syndicate fund usually invests from 100 to $1 million US per one startup. We are industry agnostic. but prefer to invest on late seed or round A stages. Thank you very much. And
great to have you with us, Alexander. Please also meet an official judge representing Italy, Mr. Marco Di Micheli. He's managing partner and co-founder at Sequitur Capital. Hi, Marco.
Hi, Anna. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you. It's good to see you and your colleagues again today. Just a few words about Sequitur Capital. We're an independent investor present in Milano, Italy, and Los Angeles, California. We invest in deep tech, B2B software scale-ups at the pre-Series A and Series A stage, both in Europe and in North America. Typically, our check varies from a few $100,000 to €1 to €2 million between us and our network, which comprises high net worth individuals and family offices. Obviously, you can find more information about Sequitur Capital on our website and about us, the team, on LinkedIn. I will share contacts in the chat. And finally, Anna, let me wish best of luck to all the startups pitching today, to the other judges. It's a real pleasure being part of this group with you today. So, good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marco. I hope you enjoy the event. And please meet official judge representing Hungary, Aurel Pastor. He's partner at Portfolio Lion Capital Partners. Hi, Aurel.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Anna, for the introduction. Very happy to be here and represent Hungary. Yes, a few words about us, Portfolio. We are Budapest, Hungary-based VC that does early stage seed investing as well as growth and small cap private equity. We invest across the Central Eastern European region. We are generalist investors. We invest in marketplaces, fintech, edtech, also dev tools and security, IT infrastructure. So very much looking forward to a good selection of startups, and meeting you all is great. Thank you.
Thank you, Aurel. Yes, only the best ones are here today. And please meet official judge representing Pakistan, Omar Abedin. He's director of National Incubation Center, Karachi. Hi, Omar. Great to have you with us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me again. It's always a pleasure to be here. The National Incubation Center is the largest incubator in Pakistan, and we have more than 170 startups incubated here. I also run a small fund called the Green Rising Fund. So we are a sector agnostic pre-seed investment fund, currently focused mostly on Pakistan, but always open to new opportunities. So looking forward to some amazing pitches. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Omar. Please meet Sergey Filipov, representing Singapore. He's managing partner at Morphosis Capital Partners. Hi, Sergey.
Hi, Anna. Thank you. Glad to be here. Okay, I'm representing Morphosis Capital Partners. We are industry agnostic. We are, mostly focused on digital industries, but then digital. We are industry agnostic. And we invest usually up to $1 million. But since I work closely with a couple huge family offices in Southeast Asia, then basically we can actually follow up or do a Series B investments up to $10 million. And so this leads to a huge amount of opportunities there. And we are focused on Southeast Asia, Europe, and US. So thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Sergey. And please meet Stephen Young, representing Hong Kong today. He is at the board of directors at ING FinTech Group. Hi, Stephen. Great to have you with us at the finals. Stephen? Is Stephen unmuted? Please help. Hi.
I'm okay. Yes, hi everyone. I'm based out of Hong Kong, Asia's world city, where we connect different startups with various funds and family offices to make big ideas bigger. And thank you for having me. Thank you.
Welcome, Stephen. Please meet official judge representing Latvia, Zev Strutsovsky. He's managing partner at Venture Faculty. Hi, Zev.
Hi to all. Thank you for inviting me to be a judge at the Unicorn Cup finals. And yes, we are based in Riga, Latvia. We are focused more on seed funding and growth funding, and in the industry of more on fintech and adtech, a little of SaaS solutions, and what we specialize in is taking a company and make it grow in Europe, in the European Union. So I hope to see and enjoy the event.
Wonderful. Us too. Welcome. And please meet official judge representing China. Please meet Oscar Ramos, partner and manager director, China Accelerator. Hi, Oscar.
Hello, Anna. Hello, everybody. Great pleasure to join you all from Shanghai, China. Connecting from China, but actually investing everywhere in the world. So we're SOSV. China Accelerator is part of a global venture capital fund called SOSV. We have now $1.1 billion under management, and we're multi-stage, starting our investments always in the seed and pre-A stage. We're multi-industry with a stronger focus on three verticals: on hardware, software, and biotech. Personally, I work mostly with software companies, both in consumer internet and SaaS. So looking forward to be able to participate in this event, where as a global fund, we're able to, in a couple of hours, see some amazing selection of companies coming from all the continents. So thank you for the invitation, and looking forward to a great event.
Us too. It's very interesting to see who will win this time. And please meet official judge representing Ukraine, Yuri Sershenko. He's manager director at QP Digital. Hello, Yuri.
Thanks, Anna. Hello to everybody. I'm proud to represent Ukraine in Unicorn Cup. We are the fastest growing fund in Ukraine. We invest in early stage and seed investor. We are sector agnostic, yes, with focus on Ukraine. And I wish a good luck and perfect funding for all startups here.
Wonderful, welcome. Please meet official judge representing Spain, Miguel Martin. He is High Commissioner Spain at World Business Angels Investment Forum. Hi, Miguel.
Hi, Anna. A pleasure being here again with you. By the way, I update my title. I'm right now the president of the Impact SDG Committee in the World Business Angel Investment Forum.
Congratulations.
It's a pleasure being here another year with you. And we are basically based in 127 countries and partnership with the G20 Global Program for Financial Inclusion. And we are investing in the agnostic, no specialized vertical or technology, but personally, I am more focusing on travel tech, PropTech, education, and future of work. That is the main areas that I'm interested. By the way, there is a few friends also participating today. I always say hello, Oscar. We met in Madrid a few years ago, and I think that you are still in contact with Javier in Shanghai. So hope that everything is nice right there.
Great to have you with us, Miguel. And please meet official judge representing Russia, Mr. Denis Yefremov. He is principal at Fortress Ventures. Denis, great to have you with us today.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Anna, and good luck, all startups, while presenting. Just a quick wrap up. We at Fortress Ventures are mostly investing in the US and Israel. We are focused on B2B SaaS, fintech, marketplaces, and tech-enabled businesses. We typically jump from Series B upwards with a ticket size of 5 million plus. But within Eastern European area, we are also investing at the seed and Series A. So good luck, everyone, and thanks for having me here.
Great that you could join us. And please meet a great friend of Unicorn.Events, official judge representing Japan, Our crazy John Kohira Moriwaka, he's director of Startup Grind Fukuoka. John, great to have you.
Thank you, Anna. Hello, everybody. Crazy is John from Japan. Good to see you guys. Hope all your families, friends staying safe. And thank you so much for inviting me. Anna, Lina, and Alex. So good luck, congratulations all to be selected and as a final cap today. I'm an executive vice president Moriwaka Medical. We sell any kind of medical device and also CEO of Silicon Valley Ventures. We are advisor firm for VCs and CVCs, investing in deep tech, med tech, recently clean tech, and also we help all over the world startups coming to Japan market entry, and some of us also help to the US market, and also director of Startup Grind Fukuoka, originally from Silicon Valley, and official columnist of Forbes Japan. So if you want me to interview you for Japan market entry, please send me the message on LinkedIn. Best luck to all of you. Love from Japan. Thank you.
Welcome, John. And please meet official judge from Germany, Andreas Schenk. He's venture partner for Germany for digital technologies at 7-Tier Partners. Hello, Andreas.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be back. I'm Andreas. I'm a venture partner at 7-Tier Partners, which is a European VC based in Paris. I'm responsible for our German-speaking market and do some international deals also. We have 850 million under management, do Series A deals, even bigger deals in biotech. I'm in the B2B SaaS business, so I do 1 to 4 million, usually up to 10 million per company. Usually at the moment really focused on fintech and retail tech. Looking forward to the startups. I know they were really exciting last times, and these are supposed to be the best. So let's see what we get today.
Yes, it's a world battle, right? And please meet official judge representing Taiwan, Mr. Volker Heisterman. He's managing director at Mosaic Ventures Lab. Hello, Volker.
Hi, Anna. Hello, everyone from Taiwan. We're based in Taipei and in Munich in Germany. We're running the Mosaic Venture Lab, which is strictly focused on the mobility industry, on the car industry, and we're working with startups on providing access to the car companies and tier ones. Namely, sponsors of our venture lab is the Volkswagen Group, Audi, Continental, and the government in Taiwan, to name a few of them. And we're also raising a $100 million fund at the moment. First closing is anticipated in Q1 2022. So if you guys work on mobility-related startups, we're always interested to get in touch with you. Thanks for the invitation. Good luck to all the finalists, and good to be with you guys.
Thank you for coming, Volker. And please meet official judge from Poland, Paweł Bochniarz. He is CEO at ValueTech Seed Fund. Hello, Paweł.
Hello, Anna. It's good to be with you again. Good luck to all the participating startups. A few words about myself. The fund I'm representing is a seed stage VC focused on B2B startups. I'm also a chairman of MIT Enterprise Forum Central Eastern Europe, and we are one of the biggest deep tech accelerators in the region. So happy to be with you and looking forward to the competition.
Us too. Welcome. And please meet, I see one of the official judges. Hold on a second, I'll find a slide with him. Represented Israel, Saul Orba. He's founder and managing director at the Elal Funds. Hello, Saul. Great you could join.
There we go. Hey, welcome everybody. It's so nice to see all the friendly faces here. It's great to be back. My name is Saul Orbach. As Anna said, I'm in Israel. The Elul Fund is a early stage investor. We are somewhat technology agnostic. We also get involved in some revenue financing, mostly in Israel. I'm looking forward to being back and participating with all the esteemed judges here. And good luck to all the companies that are coming in today. Thank you.
Thank you, Saul. And Liana? I see we
so
have.
yeah, now it's time to represent our expert board.
No,
So
I think expert board judges will represent themselves when they will be
okay,
asking questions.
So yeah, it's just I want to explain that it's judges who volunteered the valuable time to our event today, and yeah, dear judges, you will have opportunity to represent yourselves and funds before Q&A session.
Yes, judges, you will be asking questions after startup speech, and before, if you want to ask questions before that, you can introduce yourself, your industry, what startups you're looking for. It's always welcome. Okay.
Yes, the great news that today we will have 5 minutes for Q&A session, not 3 as usual. So you can not be offended, not be jealous for your questions. I just add that for pitch we will also have 3 minutes as usual, and we advise not to mention any fundraising out loud because we are broadcasting live all over the world and some countries may have restrictions in this regard. Instead, you can use private or public chats here on Zoom or on some else social channels. So
I see Michael joined us from Czechia. Hello, Michael. Sorry.
Hi there.
We missed you. Yes, it's really hard to keep up pace with the people's logging in. Please meet Mr. Michael Zalichak, official judge representing Czechia. He's co-founder and managing partner at Lighthouse Ventures. Hello, Michael.
Hi there.
Yes,
I would like to thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to thank you for the invitation. And during the last Unicorn.Events event, we were very delighted to see great startups. And honestly, we invested into one of the startups that was like a top 3. And we signed the deal with them on Friday, like last Friday. So you definitely did a great job with Unicorn Cup events. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, Michael. Great to hear that. I hope you find some good deals here today as well. So, Kate, are we ready to start our startup pitch session?
Yeah, sure. Please meet our first startup for today. It's GenePro DX from Latin America, Chile, who was lucky to open today's speech session. Check, maybe you are muted because we don't hear you.
Can you all hear me all right?
So full screen, please, and let's start if you are ready.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Hernán Gonzalez, founder CEO of GenePro DX. And I'm going to present my startup, which is the MedTech space. My background, I'm a head and neck surgeon, and this is a startup that was based on a clinical problem that we see on a routine basis in patients with thyroid nodules. In this slide, you can see that in the normal workup of a thyroid nodule, when it's detected, it usually undergoes a fine needle aspiration to take a sample and be visualized under the microscope to determine if it's malignant or benign. The problem is about 20% of these cases are called indeterminate. That is, they cannot be called cancer benign. And the issue with these indeterminate cases, which are approximately 1.8 million cases per year, is that they have a 25% risk of being cancer. The 25% risk of cancer is uncomfortable enough to have many of these patients to undergo diagnostic surgery to remove the nodule and determine the final nature. This results in 75% of unnecessary surgery, exposing the patients to the unnecessary surgical risks, permanent hormonal supplementation, and cost the system, the healthcare systems around the world, billions of dollars. So we've developed a new test based on genomics and AI, which is able to predict if a thyroid nodule is benign or malignant with 95% accuracy. and is able to reduce unnecessary surgery by more than 70%. The test called Thyroid. The benefits are that the patients can avoid this risk of unnecessary surgery, avoid permanent hormonal supplementation, and no scarring or time off of work. The benefit for payers or reimbursement is there's a reduction in cost about 30%. And for clinicians, this is the first in its class kit for global laboratory testing, a faster sample to result, and best class in diagnostic performance. There's a huge amount of data that we've produced in terms of clinical trials, both performed in the US and Chile. This is a test that can be used globally, that is not agnostic to genetic background. And we've proven that is actually physicians are willing to use it and payers are willing to pay for it given the cost effectiveness. So the market opportunity is about $2 billion. It's a niche market. Most of it is in Asia, North America, and Europe. And it's a validated market in the US where competitors already have sales for $100 million in 2020, positive reimbursement decisions by payers, and has shown to be cost effective. This test that we have will be the only one that can be distributed globally, given that the competing tests are located in the US and are used for, work as a service and therefore do not have access to ex-US market. So we have partnered with Biocartis, a European transnational biotech company in the diagnostic space, in order to package our test into a sample to result system that will allow for distribution globally. And
thank you,
basically,
Cameron. Time is over. Sorry for interrupting. Let's switch to the Q&A.
So, any questions, judges? So, Mr. Sergey?
Yeah, hi. I wanted to ask, well, what's your currently expenses? Where are they going to? I mean, what's your current, like, how much you spend every month, and mostly where the money going distributed to?
Yeah, so right now we're flipping the country to the US, and since we are initiating our expansion plan, the funds that we're raising now are intended to be used in market access. That means producing the data needed for insurance companies to be willing to pay for the test, and this has to be worked in country by country. And so most of the cash burn is in market access, and a follow-on will be building the business from in terms of sales and marketing.
Am I right that you're launching it in Latin America, but actually your main market is US due to the importance of insurance in the country?
Correct. So now that we have a validated test and there's no question about its performance, we can enter the US market and European market, which basically does not have any solution as of now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or feedback? Yes, please. Okay, so
I can provide a short feedback on this. Well, sure. I like the idea, but the problem is I think it should be more emphasized. Well, basically, when I heard that you basically minimizing the amount of unwanted surgeries, that's what you need to put probably up front. So basically 2 points. You're minimizing the unwanted surgeries up to, if I'm correct, 70%, which is like brilliant. And second thing, which is not less important because it's about the money, you lowering the cost of insurance for 30%. I think they should be put it up front and like with a bold font, and the less further details like like this slide that I'm currently looking at, it's have too much info. It could be put it like at the appendix. But these 2 points, I'd recommend to put them like on top, and that's what catch the eye of the investor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, so Kate, let's continue.
The next one is the winner of the Unicorn Battle Middle East and Africa, AS2 Systems Limited. Mr. Lee Drinkwater will present us.
Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or depending on where you are. Yes, my surname really is Drinkwater. I'm the Managing Director and Co-founder of AS2 Systems. We've got limited time today, so if it's okay with you, I'll jump straight in. In short, we've developed a command and control system that can give you autonomous control of any vehicle or vessel, no matter how big or complex. If you have any interest in autonomous mobility, you'll know how much money has been invested into this industry in the last 5 or 6 years. But there's a fundamental issue. With such a rush to capture market share, organizations have been utilizing third-party off-the-shelf software and operating systems such as Linux. These operating systems are vulnerable to hacking. If it's hacked or malicious code is added, then what? What happens to the rest of your fleet? What happens if somebody with bad intentions wants to cause damage, or God forbid, worse? It's a massive oversight in the industry, and it desperately needs to be addressed. In October this year, the US Intel community published a report stating that autonomous vehicles is one of the top 5 future safety concerns, specifically because of their cyber vulnerabilities. So what makes us any different? On the left, you'll see a visual representation of what I mean. Multiple layers of software and hardware. Hacking aside, these present multiple vulnerabilities and potential failure points. On the right is our approach. We've developed a completely self-contained system on a chip. So what does that mean? It means it's 100% secure from hacking. It's many times faster, which is great for our AI and machine learning interfaces, or even third-party interfaces. One of our USPs is that we don't require IP sharing to integrate third-party sensors or systems. In fact, Apple, all their new MacBooks run on system-on-a-chip technology, specifically for those reasons, and we've been working with it for 6 years. Our business model is a hub-and-spoke model, working with existing entities that don't currently have an autonomous offering. This allows them to immediately compete within their own established sales channels with a superior product, accelerating any autonomous aspirations by 5 years. Back in the next year, we'll move to a Series A round, which will see us scaling into US and Europe. We have traction, completed and multiple imminent pending contracts, a weighted forecast of 4.6 million for the next 24 months, multiple MOUs and LOIs, and joint ventures with ownership stakes between 10 and 25%. On the right, you'll see a snippet from our projections, and in the center, some further addressable markets. Over the last 6 years, we've benefited from being able to examine many other systems up close. They're not secure, it's dated technology, and has the very real potential to be unsafe. We know what we have is better on many, if not all fronts, because we specifically designed it to be. I appreciate your time, and I'll happily take any questions either here or offline.
Do you have any more specific details about the contract signed? Like you don't have to mention specific companies, but like verticals, contracted amount.
We've got pending contracts coming up from ranging from Asia through to Central Europe. We have a couple of things that we're working on here right now, which are in different stages. But I'll happily have that discussion with you offline, Michael.
Okay, happy to discuss afterwards.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Mr. Hoshi, please represent yourself and your fund and your question, please. Yes, please, Mr. Hoshi. Do you hear us? Hello.
Walid here, not Khurshid.
I'm sorry.
Oh, maybe it was a wrong link. We will rename you, Walid. So your question, Mr. Walid.
Yeah, this is Walid Al-Bashir. I'm the founder of Untitled Ventures. We are the first venture studio for mobility and logistics in the MENA region. My question to you, Lee, are you targeting autonomous only, or are you targeting teleoperation as well?
What was the final bit? Sorry, Walid?
Yeah, can the same system be used for teleoperation, or
Yes.
only for autonomous?
It literally can be. I mean, if it's yes, in short, yes, it can be. It's platform agnostic.
Thanks.
Nobody else has a questions?
Okay, so let's continue, Kate.
Thank you, Lee. Great pitch again. Next one is startup from Russia, our winner of the Unicorn Battle Central and Eastern Europe. eGree, represented by Daniil Sherbakov. Are you ready?
Hi, I'm ready. Is everyone? Actually, it's Keith Fraser here. My name is Keith Fraser. I'm the co-founder of eGree.
Okay.
And have you ever made an agreement? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Por ahora sí. Si no, no me veo.
¿Ya terminó? Am I here?
Yeah. Could
Okay.
you make a full screen of your pitch deck?
It is full screen.
But I see some corners with settings.
Well, I'm not sure how to pause that. Hold on. Let me try again. Does that work?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay, sorry about that. Hi, everyone. My name is Keith Fraser. I'm the co-founder of eGree. Now, have you ever made an agreement with someone, whatever the subject matter, and then afterwards thought to yourself, maybe I should have taken the time to get it in writing? All of us have been there. Everyday situations where you wish that you had available a quick and easy legal agreement for you and the other party to sign. Yes, legal tech is booming. However, most startups today focus on optimizing the workflows of law firms, courts, and the attorneys that make up today's existing legal system. They ignore the needs of ordinary people who were long ago priced out of that legal system. The legal system continues to be less and less affordable, and all the while, more and more ordinary people are globally connecting, interacting, and transacting, and they seek access to a legal system that reflects this 21st century reality. The market for technology solution to that problem, it's in the billions, and it is essentially untouched. That is why we created eGree. It's a subscription-based mobile platform that allows people worldwide to protect their interests, create, save, and manage their agreements, and even get justice if those agreements are broken. The app can be used to protect and transfer sensitive documents and files, ensure confidentiality in meetings and correspondences, even secure informal loans. Freelancers and gig economy workers in particular find eGree to be an indispensable tool, allowing them to confidently contract with anyone, anywhere, and at any time. There are over 30 agreements available on eGree, including those agreements that address legal issues in personal relationships, such as dating, sexting, and consent. Today, over 45,000 users have already changed their lives for the better with eGree, and they are creating over 2,000 agreements in our app every month. In fact, the number of signed contracts within the app is our key metric, and we have seen 20% monthly growth since April. People are downloading eGree and they are using eGree. Our main goal today is to make written contracts as easy as a handshake, but firmer. We seek a new normal where everyone is making written agreements as quickly and as easily as making verbal ones. Importantly, our users are more and more aware of their legal contractual rights. They understand the need to protect and enforce those rights, but up until now, they have not availed themselves of the legal system because of the cost and complexity. Our main competition, verbal agreements. The legal advantage of our agreements over verbal agreements is obvious, but now with the ease of eGree, we have a truly superior product. Now, document preparation companies like Rocket Lawyer, DocuSign, We don't consider them our competition. Their market focuses on business users and standardized forms, not customizable legal contracts. eGree's founders are well-positioned with both experience and insight to solve the problem and seize this opportunity. Two tech entrepreneurs with a track record of building startups with millions of users, and a US lawyer with 20 years dedicated to ensuring the legal rights of individuals and small businesses are protected. This team, along with our passionate and experienced early investors and advisors, are ready to revolutionize the legal system. And dare I say, reimagine the legal system.
And it's over.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is your growth strategy? Do you believe on B2B to C type of partnerships, like with condom manufacturers or like whoever can spread the word about you, or you believe only in a C2C marketplace where you will be like having the paid promotion and it's about performance marketing?
Well, it's a little bit of both. We are exploring partnership opportunities with a number of different in a number of different avenues. One of the ones that we've identified is sort of a large number of venues who are looking for liability protection. So yes, there are certainly partnership opportunities in the B2B space. We're focusing now, obviously, on C2C, and that is where all our growth is currently.
Keith, how much revenue has the company generated so far?
It's a subscription-based app, and we have about 500 subscribers currently, and it's $40, an annual subscription. So the revenue figure is around $30,000, I believe, since we've launched since August of last year.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Sergey Filipov, your question, please.
Thank you. Actually, I love the idea. It's kind of simple and I think effective in the modern world. How are you gonna? One of the biggest issues I see is like compliance with all these different legal laws in different countries. As far as I understand, your market focus is US, right? Well, judging by the advertisements that you had, probably it's like US. So will you stay solely on US market, or are you going to expand to other markets?
No, we consider ourselves to be global. The US is currently our biggest market, meaning the most number of users are in the US. Second is UK, then after that is Russia. And to answer your question with regard to enforcement and validity, the contracts themselves, when they're created, they are created in a way to ensure that all of the necessary elements are there, so that the parties have an enforceable agreement. They could conceivably, if a dispute were to arise, they could take that agreement into a court of competent jurisdiction, and it would and be able to make their allegations with respect to it, and it would be accepted as a valid and enforceable agreement. Now, with respect to and thankfully, contract law is fairly universal throughout the jurisdictions. Nevertheless, yes, for particular jurisdictions and in particular contracts, there would need to be some adjustments being made depending on where the parties reside, and we take that into account.
What I meant is you have to have like, I mean, if you sign something on some app, both of you, I mean, and other side disagreed with that, this contract that you made on the app should have some, legal value, legal weight in the court or anywhere else when you're disagree. That's what I was concerned about. I mean, I totally understand about UK, for example, US, but with Russia, it might be way more difficult, for example. That's what I was.
Sure, but by virtue of the fact that the digital signature, you mean, or yes,
yeah, digital signature, and especially the app where they're making the signature.
that is an issue in Russia and in and in a couple of other countries, and we're working to figure out how best to solve that.
Got it.
Now,
Got it.
I would add one other thing. We are also developing. I briefly mentioned it. A dispute resolution process within the app. So when people enter into the agreements, they are agreeing to resolve any disputes within the app through our dispute resolution process, which is a sort of like mediation arbitration procedure with so that as well will help sort of take that issue, take care of that problem to some degree.
Thank you, Kate. Let's continue chat. Next one is the winner of the Unicorn Battle Latin America, startup Cincel from Mexico.
Everyone, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Great.
But
let's start and good luck.
It seems like cropped,
Okay, everyone can see it then?
No, it's okay now.
Okay, great. Well, I will start. Well, hi everyone, my name is Fernando Vera. I'm CEO and co-founder of Cincel, the easiest digital signature software. So, developing countries still handle paper contracts, which reflects on necessary expenses. In the case of LATAM, for example, this foster costs of more than $250 billion every year. And because of this, digital signature market is growing fast in Latin America, nonetheless, is fragmented, which represents huge opportunity for us. We have created a team that speaks tech language, that understand the problem and the people who suffer these issues with a deep understanding of the region in terms of technical, UX, legal, and commercial level. Actually, this year we closed our seed investment round led by Sable, a group that has more than $500 billion in exits. And in just 11 months, we have been listed as In just 11 months, we have been listed as one of the global leaders of the industry by Gartner and G2 Brands in the best customer satisfaction and top performer categories for North America. We know interoperability is core at Cincel, so each contract can be integrated with gateway payments, blockchain certificates, KYC, and more than 4,000 applications. And yes, business opportunity are quite open, and Cincel have proved this since we are the first solution for more than 70% of our clients. Okay, our business model is very easy, very simple. We offer a subscription plan with the option to buy add-ons as required by business. So, and well, we know that to have real impact on technology, adoption requires an entire ecosystem to trigger growth. In less than 6 months, we have created an entire ecosystem of more than 100 business partners that allow us to reach more use cases by creating network effects. And you will find in our portfolio companies from the financial sector, real estate, insurance, to football player teams. So we are very agnostic. We might not be the first market, but definitely we are the ones growing faster. Our fair advantage relies on the best cost benefit and total compliance in the region, as was mentioned before. To be compliant in different sectors, we're already operating in more than 6 countries in Latin America. So I invite you to be part of the Cincel ecosystem by democratizing the digital transformation of developing countries. And to finalize, yes, we are raising money, and I will be very happy to connect with all you guys. Thank you a lot for your attention, and greetings from Mexico.
Thanks, Fernando, for a passionate speech. Dear judges.
So, dear judges, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Be active, give your feedback, please give your questions.
Hi guys, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I was wondering how much your solution is tailored to like South America, and is there any difficulty to enter into European markets, for example, or how do you solve this go-to-market challenge?
Well, that's actually, I will tell you something. The regulation in Latin America is like more harder actually in a difference to the European or North America, talking about US and Canada, for example. We already actually the compliance you need to have in Latin America is more like it's harder. I mean, like we already are compliance in Europe, in the US, in Canada. So it's a matter of focus. Right now we are talking like Latin America, but next year we will be like launching our global solution. It means like SLA in English and all the features in English as well. So it's just a matter of time.
Okay.
Thank you. So that's Oscar. Your question.
What is your go-to-market strategy? Do you target partnerships or simply like promoting to the B2B companies?
Could you repeat that, please, Salazar?
Do you target like a B2B partnerships? So you'll be selling through partnerships, or you want to target like the specific companies that want to, or this marketplace, or you want to target like specific companies that you want to address?
Well, actually, through our API, we have developed a business partners ecosystem where we are targeting different, I mean, could be like B2C directly, B2B. Actually, we are very focused in B2B, where we can deploy like retail and massive market through these global partners. Actually, we are allocating Sincel in the marketplace of Ingram, marketplace of AWS. We will be the first solution of Latin America in these marketplaces. And in any solution, in software as a service, not only digital signature. And well, this will allow us to reach more business cases in terms of B2B. We are very focused right now in financial services. So this through the business partner, we can deploy anyhow like massive market, retail, or B2B direct. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Oscar, your question, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not clear. Do you actually have the product live right now, and do you have active customers, like paying customers?
Yeah, actually, we have been live since September last year. We launched. We have 1 year of live, so we already have more than 54 customers in our portfolio from financial sector as well.
Okay. Why do you think it's not? I mean, this is a market where you have a lot of existing players, some of them very, very consolidated. So, what do you think it is the obstacle for them to get regulated? Is this something that they decide? Is it something that is difficult based on their technology? Is this a different approach?
Well, talking about worldwide peers. Some of them you know it very well in the US or Europe actually. There's something, they are not compliant in the region, talking specifically in Latin America. So that's our first advantage. There are only 7 certifiers that are private companies that are allowed to resell or sell or offer digital contracts in the region. So Sincel, one of these 7 certifiers is an investor in the early stage of Sincel. And the good news is we will be the 8th certifier in the region for this next year. So yeah.
I understand that, but the question is why do you think they haven't done it? I mean, do you think it's just that this is too much hassle for a region that they consider right now not too relevant for them? Or is there any other type of requirement that I mean?
Actually, the thing is something about the relevance in terms of pricing, in terms of how much they can charge and how the awareness that you need to offer, right? In the region, they don't know it. So, and the other part is to be compliant, it took us like 7 months before to launch. So right now we're in compliance in 6 countries, pardon. So it took us before to launch. We wanted to be sure to deploy in the faster way, so by being compliant. So yeah.
Thank you. Time for questions is over. Great presentation. Next one is the winner of the Unicorn Battle Asia, Tankervala from India. Hi.
We have heard this before. The future of wars are going to be for water, and the future is already here. Numerous instances we have seen that countries have been fighting for water. And hi, I'm Shravant from Tankerwala, and we are trying to solve that issue. Over half of India is struggling to get water. This is not the only story. There are other countries in this world who are facing the same challenge. Now, what exactly happens in the water shortage situation? Let me explain to you. River waters are generally taken to supply to the cities so the people can consume that. But then the river water is sometimes not sufficient. So people start extracting water from the ground. There are certain regions where the groundwater is not strong enough. So people move groundwater on water tankers to the water poor regions, so where the people are starving from water. So every year, about $1.1 billion is transacted on these water tankers, moving water from water-rich regions to water-poor regions. The problems that consumers are generally facing is the discovery aspect of finding the water tanker, unfair pricings based on demand, obviously. There is no assurance in the quality of the water that's supplied, and sometimes there's absolutely no suppliers to even supply this water. On the other hand, the suppliers face similar challenges of not managing their assets efficiently. They don't have technological advancements to understand their business operations, commissions and pilferages at the drivers as well. Tankerwala is India's largest network of water tankers, similar to what Uber is. We have the fastest delivery, quality assured water supplied, and a completely hassle-free experience. What we have achieved is a pin code based or a zip code based pricing. So a hyperlocal region has the uniform price, and there is more of uniformity in pricing. And there is, we're trying to kill the unfair pricing. We have a very large network to ensure quick deliveries, GPS enabled systems to track your orders, and a digital payment system. Real-time dashboards to the suppliers to manage their assets, and a 24-hour support line to manage both the customers and the suppliers. The app is a very simple, good UI, UX, three-step ordering process. And the driver's app is language agnostic. So we have made a lot of graphical representations in the app to expand into any geography where the driver is really unable to read English, so they can just follow the graphical representations. When an order comes onto the Tankerwala platform, it automatically gets allocated to the available tanker, and that vehicle can be will navigate to the customer's location. And upon delivery, there is OTP verification done to ensure quality as well as timely delivery. Tankerwala makes about 10 to 15% on the transaction value. So we have a very strong team who has decades of experience in the water supply and water treatment system. We are looking to raise about $500,000 plus or minus US dollars to completely help us in growing right now. We have clients like Oracle, GoDigit, and other multinational companies who are buying water from us on a daily basis. We have had transactions. We have already supplied over 50 million liters of water, and in the last 8-9 months. And we are also not just restricting ourselves to groundwater, we're also recycling water and moving recyclable water for construction and other secondary applications.
Thank you very much. Almost on time.
Thank you.
Ripov?
So let's start from Sergey's question.
Thank you. I remember your startup from the previous competition, and wanted to ask how you position yourselves. Do you see yourselves as an IT company in this case? What's your main IT solution? Because you emphasize too hard that you're actually selling the water, or you position yourselves as a water selling company, which is different and different valuations. I mean, it linked to completely different investors.
So we are a tech-enabled water supply company. we don't own any water resources nor water tankers. When we say a tech-enabled, most of our daily work is not managing technology, it's managing operations. So we are more of an operations and a logistics company to figure out what Uber is, right? So Uber is more of a transport company and managing logistics. The same way we are just, instead of moving passengers, we are moving water. Our enabler is technology, and that's
Excuse me. Yeah, I would not recommend use. I don't know why startups love so much comparing them to Uber, because it's not a very much profitable company. So I cannot say that the investors are very much fond of Uber model.
No, just to get the idea of how a company is basically moving. Instead of moving passengers, we like to move water, and the allocation systems are similar. We're trying to solve the problems where instead of moving water tankers from the source to the delivery and then back to the source, we're trying to create more sources across the country where after the delivery, it goes to a different source to pick up more water and go to a different location. So these are all some challenges which is going to impact the climate change as well, because the carbon footprint is going to significantly reduce, and moving recyclable water on this platform is really significantly reducing the groundwater consumption and also helping in recycling.
Okay, thank you. So logistics and operations, got it.
That's right.
Yeah, you will be having, or you are already having a big impact on people's lives in India by currently delivering water. What's beyond the water? Because they are already trusting you. You already have like a logistics channel. So what's next?
So for us, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get automation into the process. So we're trying to get automated delivery, automated ordering process. So based on the levels of water in the tank, we get an automatic trigger of order. And the second part that we're trying to do is water recycling. We want to manage our own water recycling plants. So that way we become sources. So with our own sources, we should be able to work the logistics even faster and better. The other part is starting with different capacities of vehicles to cater to the markets which are really unaddressed right now.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Marco?
Yeah, thank you. I go back to Sergey's point, which I think was a very, very interesting point. Let me understand a little bit better. What is your main asset? Is this the algorithm or the software that controls the delivery of the water, or is it the network of the tanks? Because the second case is pretty obvious. But if it is the first one, then what one could say is then, okay, why not a municipality, for example, comes to you and say, hey, you know what, I got a tankers, I don't know how to run them efficiently. Could I use your software and pay you for that? It's a completely different business proposition, going back to Sergey's point, and it's a completely different way of presenting the company. So could you please clarify what kind of business are you?
So we have the largest network of water tankers right now, and that is basically our biggest asset. So we have a very good network. So algorithm is not so difficult for anybody else to crack, because this is water and we don't manufacture water, so water is also there. So what positions us best in our industry is the large network, and because of the large network, we are able to move water faster and quicker and more efficiently. With our own sources, we should be even able to reduce that further, the turnaround time should be reduced even further.
Thank you. We need to move on. Thank you very much. Great pitch. Thanks, judges, for a great involvement. The next one is the winner of the Unicorn Battle APAC from Thailand, Block Aero Technologies. If you are ready.
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lucas Pinoli. I'm a co-founder and the finance director for Block Aero Technologies. We are the world's first aviation blockchain platform, and our vision is to digitize the entire industry and become the standard for Aerospace 4.0. Now, to get started, I want to give everyone a quick backdrop on aircraft and their assets. So assets in aerospace, we're talking about engines, APUs, landing gears, or entire aircraft. These are all high value and long life cycle assets. High value, they can be dozens of, and sometimes even up to hundreds of millions of dollars. Long life cycle, we're talking 25 years plus. Some of them even hit that 30, maybe 40-year benchmark. So when I'm a stakeholder in this industry, every single day I'm operating, trading, and managing these assets. And I'm asking all these questions. Who owned this part? Who had it before me? Did they manage it properly? You know, was airworthiness maintained throughout the entire life cycle? Oh, regulatory certificates. Is this being done properly? Can we establish back-to-birth traceability on these assets? So on top of all these questions, each asset is generating thousands of documentation, usually in paper, throughout its entire life cycle. When you have all this going on without a proper solution, you get this. You get a $74 billion loss in productivity every single year just because of data. Now, you might be wondering, well, why is data causing such a large loss in this industry? Our research has shown from the likes of Deloitte and PwC that these are the 4 main reasons why. Data is isolated in paper or siloed environments. Data is consistently unverified and disputed. Data is inefficiently searched, compiled, and provided. And in this industry, data is pretty under-monetized when it comes to their assets. So with all of this in mind, we brought to market the world's first total lifecycle asset management platform for the aerospace industry, backed by Hyperledger Fabric blockchain. And in the short run, we're able to sell this to a company directly and their insular needs to provide cost savings. In the longer term, as we bring more companies onto the network, and we've already started doing this, you know, we can unlock the real value, which is putting the transactions that occur in the industry on a day-to-day basis on our platform. In the past, we've run some high-powered POCs with some of the largest companies in the industry. We have an ongoing public-private partnership with the United Nations ICAO. That is the regulatory body that oversees all the global regulators. And as of last month, I'm very happy to announce we signed our first long-term service agreement with Jalix Inc. out of Japan. Our company is being spearheaded by our founder and CEO, Mr. Todd Sienna. Prior to starting Block Arrow, Todd was already an accomplished entrepreneur, starting his own aviation consulting company out of Shanghai, China called Aviatech. And our board is comprised of senior aerospace, finance, and tech executives. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to present our company today.
Thank you.
Can you be a bit more specific about economics of your first contract signed first? And then what is the conversion from POCs? Did they basically die, or there is the big conversion or conversion on track towards the paying customers?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I think that's a really important one. But given that it's a pretty public forum, I think this is something that we would be comfortable discussing offline. But for our first contract, I can tell you it's for 1.5 years with some multiple modules that can add on to increase our revenue generation, as well as help develop some of the transactional modules that I was talking about. In the past, you know, our POCs, just because of the nature of the industry, you know, COVID was a pretty big thing that happened. Some of them did stop at the POC, but there's still mutual interest to continue something again. One of them has actually progressed to a higher level and at the group level for a very large company, and so that takes time to figure out all the stakeholders and all the individuals to sign off on the project. But we are still working on that.
Yeah, regarding the contract signed, are we talking about like thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands worth of value for this 1.5 year contract, like to give us a rough estimate? No specific details.
Sure, I can tell you that it's from a couple 100,000 plus, and should the additional modules be successful, we're looking at much higher than that.
Okay, so it's pretty high per customer.
Okay, next question, please. Denis Efremov.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I was about to ask the similar question, but let me still ask about the, let's say, the client side. So what is the expected time to contract? And basically, what is the expected lifetime value for the clients that you're targeting? That's the first question. And the second is probably in a similar area. I didn't get from the pitch, sorry, probably I missed it. What are the clients that you're targeting? I mean, the client types, are they largest companies? I mean, the mid-market, the low market, kind of this one.
Okay,
thanks.
Thank you. So just to start off with your first one, we're still in the upstart phase. We've already accomplished probably one of the largest milestones our company could accomplish, which is signing on our first enterprise customer. And so the sales cycle for that was pretty long, but we're seeing it shorten. And it really depends on the scale of the customer.
That's why I'm asking about the expectations, because the first sale may not be that that relevant.
Sure. So I can ballpark for you. We're looking at maybe 40 days of dev work for a specific project, maybe another 60 days of implementation, potentially trial period that lasts for a few months. Yeah. And so for the second part of your question, our go-to-market strategy, more or less, we're targeting these large enterprises first. And to give you a little bit more color on that, our first target market is civil aviation. So it's got airlines, which is the brands that face the customers, and we all know, leasing companies, maintenance companies, OEMs, and other manufacturers. OEMs being the big ones that we know, Boeing, Airbus, as well as a lot of other manufacturers that you may not know. And traders, and also regulatory bodies. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Pavel?
Hi. I had a similar question, so perhaps going a little bit more into depth for your client acquisition strategy. So I just wanted to understand among those, groups of clients like airlines, leasing companies, maintenance firms, who are you actually targeting? Because these clients will have different needs.
Exactly. Yeah. So like you said, all of our customers have different needs, and we provide different value adds for them. For example, like a leasing company, we would love to have the CEO or even all the personnel that work on these projects that they have. We want them to have lifetime updates on their assets, because from a lessor's point of view, I'm always thinking about risk management, right? I want to be able to, if I work at a leasing company, I want to be able to pull up like my iPad, go on the Block Arrow platform, and see all the most recent, maybe even lifetime updates of my assets to make sure that they're working. Because as it stands right now, I only get updates, very delayed updates, in fact, when an aircraft lands or after an event. And again, it's not instantaneous, or if I'm a trader, our vision for something like that is, at these conferences that we used to go to pre-COVID during break, I always see these traders talking and making deals. I want them to pull up their phone, scan each other's QR code to bring up the asset in question if they want to do a deal, and then do it on the platform instead of doing everything offline that's currently taking place, because you'll have all the verified information and the lifetime back-to-birth traceability all linked up on the blockchain platform. Or an
Look, sorry to jump in, but that's precisely what I meant, and I think you realize that at the stage you're in, it's good to focus, right? And so what I'm curious about is what is your beachhead market?
Okay, so we started off doing those POCs, and currently we've targeted, as I said, we've got the asset management portion of the product, which is all the record keeping, et cetera, and then the transactional part, which is kind of like these additional modules you add on. We started with engines, which are the most high value part, most technically complex part, and the specific transaction that we focused on first and we've delivered on is the maintenance events, the overhaul that happens for an engine. Okay. Looking forward, we're probably going to be doing things with leasing and the specific events centered around some of the larger portions of that industry. And then we also have on our plate even some ESG stuff coming up. So, we're going developing our modules as we go and to fit our clients' needs.
Thank you, Lucas. Unfortunately, time is over.
Thank you.
We have to skip the startup number 7 because of the technical issues from his side. So I invite to the stage startup number 8, Uplift from California. Craig, if you are ready. I'm also ready to start the clock ticking.
Actually not Craig, it's Bria. Craig unfortunately could not be here, so I'm taking over. I had mentioned it to Julia, so hi everyone, my name is Bria. I'm the Marketing and Business Development Director for Uplift. Uplift is the first FDA-compliant self-transfer and zero lifting solution between bed and wheelchair. Currently, there are no self-transfer systems between bed and wheelchair. So individuals at home who have limited mobility are experiencing a reduced quality of life and lack of independence because they're relying on a caregiver. Furthermore, these caregivers and healthcare workers suffer from severe back injuries that actually cost the healthcare industry $20 billion annually. These are the current transfer systems that we're dealing with, and this is why. Currently, they require a caregiver. There's a high risk of injury, physical labor on the part of the caregiver, and all of these options have patient weight limitations, usually up to 250 pounds. So enter Uplift. I'm going to show you a quick video demonstration of the self-transfer process. This is actually our founder, Anton. He's 83 years old. He's a triple degree engineer from MIT and built the first prototype of Uplift in his garage. A dear friend got into a car accident, was paralyzed from the waist down, and his wife could not lift him out of bed. And so Anton came up with a solution that his friend used for the next 2 years to self-transfer between bed and wheelchair until he unfortunately passed. Now, as you can see, those finger panels, as we call them, that nestled around Anton's hamstrings, those are covered by 15 patents issued in the US and internationally. And as you see now, Anton is putting his hands around the left and right hand side, but those toggles can also be used by a caregiver for assisted transfer without any physical labor required. As you may have guessed, we have two target markets. Our direct to consumer, we're selling at a price point of $5,995 with very attractive leasing and financing options, as well as a long-term revenue generating rental strategy. Our healthcare facilities are being marketed at a higher price point due to the fact that these are industrial grade extra wide uplifts that can support up to 600 pounds. Currently, we have over 120,000 in pre-order sales due to our amazing following on social media and email marketing. I mentioned the patents already. We are FDA 510K Class 2 device exempt, so we do not have to file for FDA approval. We have a Medicare reimbursement code that we've identified that we are covered under, and we have started manufacturing with the 1.2 million capital that we have secured thus far. So I welcome you to join us in our mission in restoring independence to those who suffer from mobility challenges and best protect our caregivers from encountering patient lifting injuries. Thank you.
Thank you for great speech. And let's start Q&A. Dear judges.
Yes, thank you so much for your great pitch. And which country are you targeting for expansion?
I'm sorry, which country?
Yeah.
So we are actually based in San Diego, California. So we are initially targeting the US. We do actually have a couple pre-order customers in Canada as well. So North America for now. Obviously, we do plan on expanding once we've tackled the US. We're starting off with California, then the neighboring states, the rest of the states, then moving on to global expansion, hence the international patents as well.
Okay, yeah, let's talk. I'm running medical device company in Japan and also supporting to expansion for Europe too.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Basim, your question, please.
Yeah, Bria, great proposition and fantastic business model. Just wondering what sort of traction have you gained up until now, and you know, what are your projections for the next couple of years?
Yeah, so we have, like I said, a little bit more than 120,000 in pre-order sales currently. That's actually with less than $10,000 spent. So we have really attractive ROAS, really attractive customer acquisition costs. Most of our burn rate is spent on R&D, as you can imagine. So really low rates in terms of acquiring customers. We do plan to, in the next year, so by the end of 2022, we plan to achieve 1.2, so we plan to have sold 1.2 thousand units, so roughly $7.2 million in revenue.
Fantastic. All the best.
Thank you.
Guys, any other feedback or questions? Yes, please.
What are your competitors in this market? I mean, if we're speaking about the market of like paralyzed people who cannot go to the wheelchair without the help of a caretaker, are there any other devices that can help them doing that? I mean, I'm just curious about the, competition there.
Yeah, absolutely. I had shown some pictures previously, but here you have more of a breakdown, if you can see my screen. So there are the fabric slings, lifting belts, sit-to-stand lifts, and scissor lifts. None of those offer self-transfer. So we're the first one that offers a seated FDA-compliant self-transfer option where a caregiver is not required. In addition, all of these we've also been told that they are quite uncomfortable. Pinching of the skin is a huge problem for patients, and they can be cumbersome for the caregivers as well to actually place the patient in either the fabric sling, belt, whichever one it may be. And of course, if you look at the price, if you take into consideration the fact that you would not need a caregiver, the price of Uplift is, a huge competitive advantage in terms of in comparison to its competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. The question would be, what currently do you think is the main obstacle for making the sales bigger and for the higher adoption rate of your solution?
So we started manufacturing about 2 months ago. The biggest holdback in achieving more sales was not being able to communicate a delivery date. Now that we have begun manufacturing and we're able to communicate a delivery date, we have at least 5 different inquiries come in every single day that our sales director and our customer service team is following up with, so that we can get those pre-orders up. But that was the biggest holdback for us in the beginning.
So if I understand correctly, you need investments mostly to produce more devices, right?
Exactly. Because in terms of marketing, I don't need to spend much in order to get people interested. We don't list price on our website, and we have a buy it now button, and we have people almost every day contacting us, and they're interested, and the price is actually not even their first question. This is something that they really need.
Okay, then just final question, why you priced it that low then? If your competitor is like almost at 20K, your solution is 6K, there is a huge huge gap. Why you've priced it at like 6K if price is not the issue for the clients? I mean,
we do so that price comparison is taking into account the fact that you would not require a caregiver. I would say about 50% or so of our consumers at home who are pre-order customers of Uplift are actually ordering it for assisted transfer purposes, just because the caregiver cannot lift the person out of bed, because not everyone who has limited mobility can self-transfer. For example, quadriplegics will still need some form of caregiver. So that's the reason for the price. I'm happy to discuss that with you, further separately. You can also speak with our CEO about that. We have a pricing analysis. So I'm happy to discuss that with you further.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Brian. Great pitch.
Thank you.
And only 2 startups left for today. The next one is winner of the Unicorn Battle UK and Europe, Banks Group from the United Kingdom. Hi, it's your turn to share your screen. Please introduce yourself and start.
Okay, can we see everything there? I'm just trying to make it full screen. Give me one moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you see my camera?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. I will now go to okay. Okay, can you see the whole screen, or are you only seeing the deck?
No, I don't see your pitch deck for now.
Okay, I hit the share screen button, but nothing seems to have happened.
I can see the front page.
And your side comments.
Okay,
In Word.
We see your entire desktop. Try to hit Control plus L for full screen. That might help.
Yes, sometimes we want to show the whole screen. Usually it just says show screen. Okay, I think we will just start from here.
Okay, try to share your screen and pitch with not a full screen. I think it will be okay. That's why we recommend all startups to use PowerPoint for their presentations, because with the PDF, everything goes wrong.
Yeah, okay, let's, okay, is that working?
Okay, super. But without full screen.
Excellent, okay, sorry about that.
See the full screen now. I think the full screen should be on the view panel. If you click view, and it should be like there up, yeah, there should be like.
Full screen mode. It's not letting me go to full screen mode.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's start and without full screen.
Yeah, okay, let me just try one more time. There we go. No, somehow it's locked. Okay, it worked last time, but let me jump right in. Okay, so banks, we are a crypto as a service provider. We do things like digital asset lending, and we are closing a round. We have about 10% left in our Series A round. So what is banks about? So we see this as a once in a lifetime, once in a generation opportunity to invest in a future financial services. So we are B2B. We are one of the world's leading B2B providers in the fintech space, specializing in crypto. So all our customers are people like DeFi's, digital exchange, and wallet providers. And we see that, as the bridge between the physical and the digital world, the crypto and the financial services world. So as a bridge from the fiat to the crypto, there's a lot of barriers to entry right now, and banks is really providing the next generation of financial services to make it very easy for big communities to go crypto. So if you look at the digital assets of the world, you probably have heard a lot about Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the new cryptos out there. It's really just the starting block, the starting gun. Crypto has really only been active in the mainstream community for the last 3 or 4 years, and we've really just touched about 5% of the world's potential. People like MasterCard have just said that 11% of people in Spain expect to make a crypto purchase or to touch crypto next year. We see this as a huge opportunity, and to really address the other 95% of the world market. So there's a lot of growth and a lot of upside. So what are the products that we're using to address these financial services? So our products include things like retail and corporate IBANs that are crypto friendly for both individuals and companies. Debit cards, we do physical and virtual cards. You can spend your digital assets in real time on a card, both MasterCard, Visa, and also China UnionPay. We can launch corporate cards internationally to most countries that aren't PEP sanctioned in the world. We also have products that are value-added products like remittance, and you can text crypto or fiat to anybody on your mobile phone. And we're plugged into a lot of liquidity providers, so we offer low-cost exchange and FX services. We also do things like crypto lending and crypto draft, which is better than a loan. We actually offer free and low-cost products. So in the future, we move into like investment, savings, and loyalty programs. We'll be launching those in Q1 of next year. And we're also developing some DeFi lending products with our various partners. So if you look at what banks is, we're really the back end, we're the picks and mortars, we're the shovels of the whole digital community. So we're B2B, or sometimes we say we're a B2B to C fintech platform. So let's talk about our traction to date. We have some very major clients and investors, including people like Tezos. We just launched Tezos last week in 8 countries, and we'll be rolling them out globally. Our clients include some of the biggest digital exchange and DeFis. We have 15 to 20% of the world's Bitcoin in the wallets of our customer base. We have 20 plus signed clients, where we'll hit 30 to 40 clients by the end of this year. We have a very strong pipeline of over 100 potential clients that we're negotiating contracts with. Our pipeline is getting bigger and our backlog is getting bigger. We're pretty much backed up till Q1 of next year. We grew at about 100% over the last 12 months. We're hitting about 4 to 5 million in revenue this year. We'll hit 20 million next year. We've got global operations. We opened an office in the US this few months ago, and we went from 35 to 70 employees. We'll be 100 people by the end of the year. We'll be 150 to 200 people by end of next year. We also have customers in the Middle East and Asia, and we'll be rolling out offices there by next year. So our goal is really to get to 50% of the world's Bitcoin, to be able to lend against that, to be able to be the fiat on-off ramps so people can spend those assets seamlessly on physical cards. That's our goal. And we're at about 15%. Our goal is to get to 50% of the world's Bitcoin. Some of our investors and partners include people like Tezos.
My time is over. Sorry for jumping.
Great. Okay. that's I'll just leave it on some of our investors. That's pretty much my last slide.
Okay.
So we have first question from Evgeny Zotov. Yes, please, Evgeny.
Hey, hi. Great pitch. I'm a partner at Venture Crew. We are a Cyprus-based deal-by-deal fund investing in pre-seed to Series A companies from European Union and US who are go global, and you are really scaling your innovative potential. So what's why you choose a Bitcoin? You choose Bitcoin or blockchain as a technology? Because except of Bitcoin, you have Ether or other.
So our technology is crypto agnostic. So Bitcoin is the largest one. We also can work in Ethereum. So our platform is blockchain based. We have our own distributed ledgers. And when we roll out for a customer, I mean, Tezos is one of our customers that we're rolling out in 7 countries. We're live there, and they don't deal with Bitcoin at all. So we provided 100% white label mobile app, including lending, Visa cards for them. So we're agnostic. We'll work with any digital asset.
Okay, is it correct that your capitalization will influence by the capitalization of the crypto market?
Yeah.
So if crypto
goes up, if crypto goes up, people want to borrow against their crypto assets. They want to spend those crypto assets on a card. That's great for us. We're an infrastructure provider. If crypto goes down, people want to hold on to their crypto. They don't want to spend it, so they borrow against it. It's very tax efficient. You don't get taxed if you lend your crypto or you borrow against your crypto. So it doesn't matter whether crypto is going up or down. We've really only reached 5% of the potential of digital assets. Digital gold. We're working with gold companies. We're working with stock companies. We're working with digital real estate companies. Tezos is digitizing a lot of things. So it's not just Bitcoin. It's not just Ethereum. Our technology is infrastructure. It's ways to move digital assets around. So we're agnostic.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So Mr. Andreas.
John, thanks for the pitch. Very impressive traction. I would like to understand better how much you showed a lot of services that you can offer, which is great for like banking as a service, crypto as a service provider. As I understand, you are. How much of those services or of this value chains you have there? Have you developed yourself, or do you have the licenses? And how much do you work with other service providers to add to your portfolio?
Well, currently we're working with a few EMIs, but we're in the process of getting our own EMI. To expand into the US, we're the 3rd largest shareholder in a US regulated bank. So we can offer bank accounts that are insured, FDIC insured up to $250,000. So what we're doing is we started off 80% of those services were our own. We're bolting on things like loyalty with partners. We're using other EMIs, but eventually we'll have our own EMIs. Part of the things we're doing with the funding we're raising is we're acquiring EMIs. We've applied for EMI licenses in Europe. We've applied for other licenses. We have a digital asset lending license. Excuse me, we have a consumer lending license in the UK, but we're adding more licenses and more products. So we've developed pretty much everything ourselves. All the IP, I'd say 80 to 90% is our own.
Thank you.
Are you cash flow positive?
On things like KYC and AML, we do partner with people like a Verify. We used Who for some of the KYC. Anywhere in the world we're going. Yeah. So sorry, what was that last question about?
Are you cash flow positive, Sean?
No, we should hit cash flow positive by middle of next year, but we're expanding, very rapidly. When we sign a client, it could take 3 to 4 months to launch them, but there's a lot of upfront setup costs. We went from 30 to 70 staff in the last 3 months, with no increase in revenue. The increase in revenue will come in Q1 once those staff, launch more customers. So there's definitely a big lag in fintech. And that's due to
Oscar Ramos, your question, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, what
So a few questions. I have a few questions. Hopefully, will be short answers. I mean, is your revenue SaaS, or do you also take any cut from the services that you provide?
So it's SaaS. There's a setup fee, there's a monthly minimum fee, and then we take the percentages of all the transactions. So if we're doing lending, or we're doing cards, there's loading and unloading, and every time you move assets around, we take a small cut.
Okay, but you take a cut of the work that you do, not the transactions that the customers do with the outside world.
We take a slice of the transactions.
With the outside wall or internally?
Within your platform and internally.
Okay. Is there any limitation, any kind of a regulatory limitation for you to take this type of transactions?
No.
This type of, I mean, actually, the question, maybe the overall question was, I mean, what are the regulatory? You mentioned that you actually acquire a bank to be able to offer these services. So, what are the regulatory limitations for you to offer those services? And is there any areas that you'll be constrained to operate due to these limitations? Not because you cannot have it, but because there's a conflict, because you're trying to be everything.
We're not trying to be everything. We're actually very, very focused that we're focused on crypto and crypto assets. So there are other companies that if you want a MasterCard or Visa, you can go to them and they'll do a white label service for you. But by focusing on the crypto side of things, I would say we're experts. That's our expertise.
But you keep to everything, no? You mentioned a number of services, which
cards,
all of them they have
the on-off ramps. So each one is regulated different, and it's regulated different in different countries and different places in the world. So what it means is we have a plethora of licenses. We have access to two EMIs. We're getting our own EMIs. We have a banking license through our partner, that we acquired in the U.S. So we're FDIC insured, but each state is different in the U.S. So it's a patchwork of regulatory systems.
Okay. What would you say is right now your main blocker?
Staff. So we used, we doubled staff, we doubled again. Our backlog is growing. We're signing new customers every week. And the backlog is growing just because we don't have enough staff to get out more than a few customers. I mean, we signed the world's largest wallet provider. We'll be launching them in December. And if we had had more staff, I could roll out to 2 more continents. They want to roll out, they've got 5 million users around the world. We're only going to target the first couple million because we got to roll out in the US, then Europe, then Asia. If we had 30 or 40 more staff, we could roll them out at the same time and grow faster. So we're really only limited by the staff. It's not the customers.
Okay.
Thank you. Time is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we have only one startup for today left. The one with the greatest hairstyle, I think.
It is 4 a.m, so I need to put on some fake makeup so that I look presentable. So good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Hi, yes.
All right, just like dessert, we always leave the best for last. My name is Simon Liu, representing USA, and I'm the CEO of Lyric. Most businesses today treat cloud computing as a fixed cost, monopolized and unregulated. Lyric is a cloud infrastructure platform that helps our users scale their business globally on any cloud in minutes with cost comparison while assuring redundancy and availability. The cloud is a necessity, but made extremely complicated for any developer, let alone a non-technical business owner. Let's take a look at AWS, comprised of over 200 products and services, same as Microsoft and Google. Why do we need 200 products to bring your business into the cloud? And why does it need to be this difficult? Most businesses compromise in taking this barrier and vendor lock-in as a cost of running business. During my CEO 10 years of data center development experience, we have seen how it works, how challenging it is to deploy and scale a single application from one cloud to another. The big boy keep confusing the users with technical jargon and marketing lingo with a single goal. You need to hire a large team of IT engineers to execute cloud deployment. So we Lyric, we want to do the reverse. We want to make cloud easier and more accessible. We break down this problem by creating an interface that connects to all these cloud vendors with Lyric and automate global deployment. As a cloud platform, we utilize data, machine learning, and user policy to wrap, deploy, and execute the application seamlessly between all public cloud. And all these are done automatically while providing our users with tools, insights, redundancy, and automation that were inaccessible for them before. We help them scale their business from an idea to global distribution in minutes, allowing them to focus on the creation and not the operation. Today, most people guess on the money that they need to throw into a cloud infrastructure to have a very small impact on their user experience. Lyric uses the data to connect, abstract, and aggregate all the public cloud data center along with local provider to liberate our user with options and performance accountability, allowing you to experience the lowest cost while meeting your operation requirement. Just coming out of stealth in June of this year, we are closing this year with $483,000 booking. And for 2022, we are projecting $2.4 million in sales and currently have $1 million in our engineering pipeline. We have accomplished 5 to 6x year-over-year growth and projecting the same for the next 4 years. Our customer understood the magnitude of this power to liberate this newfound freedom while distribute application globally in record time with little to no cloud experience. Just like Unicorn Cup, our customer represent globally from US, UK, and Southeast Asia. They love us, and if you'd like to talk to them directly, feel free to reach out to me after the presentation. And our business model has always been helping them on this journey, building their initial idea and taking them globally. We help them scale using the same technology that Lyric Cloud and keep expanding them as they need it with no changes in their code. Note that this is a process that usually takes months of planning, but Lyric simplify and automate this process in minutes. As our customers sell their solution, we continue to grow our revenue with them at a range of 12 to 64K ARR based on their deployment requirement. It's a vast market that we are tapping into. And with just Lyric Cloud, Lyric Compute, and solution marketplace that Lyric is built on, we are easily capturing a $160 million market, moving towards a $200 billion cloud infrastructure spend yearly. We are a team of brilliant engineer and advisor. We have 7 full-time, 7 part-time. My CEO has been doing this for 15 years. I work in Fortune 500 company as a regional sales manager, focusing on sales leadership around this enterprise contract. And we just hired 5 new hires last month. Very exciting time for us. With that, I want to thank you for your time listening to our pitch. Join us on our journey to make the cloud simpler and more accessible. And let's build an $8 billion company together for the next 5 years. And now I'd like to open to any question that you guys have.
Thank you. Thank you for great pitch. And first question from Denis Efremov.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Thanks for the pitch. I wanted to ask about the go-to-market strategy. You showed different plans that you have, but what are your key customers and how are you approaching
those are excellent questions. Again, we just came out of stealth for a couple of months. So when we started everything, we were focusing on MSP, which is one of our distribution channel. We were focusing on company that building data. And with that, we got about 3 meetings per week. We built our revenue, which is $500,000 for the past few months. That's how we generated our $1 million pipeline. Now that we have some successful use case, our current users include an IoT vertical, we have an e-commerce vertical, and we have an ERP software, which is again a software vertical. So we are creating and writing use cases on basically podcasts, YouTube, press release, and again, customer feedback. And once we advertise those into the IoT vertical, e-commerce vertical, security vertical, ESG vertical, and we are estimating about a $73 million pipeline conservatively. But again, next year, we are only doing about 2.4. So with this $73 million pipeline, there should be plenty of room.
Thank you. Sorry, a lot of people were asking a couple of questions, so let me ask the second one as well. In my line, I was curious when you were showing this this map of the cloud infrastructure, and your clients having you as an additional layer. So how are they approaching the question of the security of the overall infrastructure, and how are you solving this issue? How are you
Actually,
resolving
the security is much better. So today, just as right now, we have our bare metal in California. We use IBM Cloud in EU, and in Asia, we have DigitalOcean deployment. So we have 3x redundancy today, day one, with our own Lyric Cloud as an quote unquote extra layer. But you guys have heard of HBO Max going down, Hulu going down. They are all programmed around AWS. And if you only rely on one cloud, you became basically their slave, and they got you by the vendor lock-in. So when Amazon go down, your business go down. With Lyric Cloud, with our deployment of on-prem on different cloud, we assure our customer that if AWS actually go down by accident, in about 50 milliseconds, we'll transfer you to a backup cloud option so that to make sure that your business is always up and running.
Okay. Thanks, Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah, Mr. Walid.
Yeah, Walid here from Intuitive Venture. We are a pre-seed venture studio fund based in Middle East and North Africa. Very interesting model and very nice presentation. Anybody who has been deploying on the cloud would face many challenges that we have been addressing. My question, the first part of the question, is that there are a lot of emerging no-code, serverless and stuff like that. That's disrupting, the whole development and programming, ecosystem. So how would you align yourself in the next 5 to 10 years with such disruptive technologies? And the second part of the question, up to which extent would you use the AI into, getting the snippets along, or deploying, or reporting about security and stuff like that?
Those are excellent questions, Walid. So just to highlight that no-code is actually our customer, because when you have a no-code solution in GitHub, you need to deploy it somewhere. So by deploying into Lyric, you can set a latency expectation for all your users. Say, hey, anyone that uses my no-code DB, for example, one of our clients, shall not experience more than 150 millisecond latency, and Lyric will take care of all the deployment in the backend. So they are very much incentivized to work with us. And another good news is we have integrated 40 plus open source solution into our platform, including Airtable, Calendly, TinyURL, to prove to our user as they were creating their demo, say, hey, why don't you launch some open source code that we already integrated into our platform? We have a new UI that we are releasing in about 2 months that allow users to, with no coding experience, can set up an e-commerce website and start doing business as a non-technical users. And one of your other, sorry, I missed the second question, Walid. Do you mind repeating?
Second question is the role of AI into deploying code, reporting about security, vulnerabilities, whatever. Yeah.
Very good question. So one of our pain point that we realized that as we were talking to 2 different persona type of user. Persona 1 is, I'm just a startup and I just want to code a few lines. Persona 2, which our client have someone like Facebook, Adobe, that we all know that they have existing product that is really working. So what we are doing is our Series A goal is to automate the whole code transfer. So mean that whatever you have wrote in AWS, we're going to use AI to try to move that code into Lyric without you touching it at all. But again, that is down the road. The only way to accomplish that is when we get more user onboarded, because they all come from some cloud. They all come from maybe a Chinese cloud, maybe Google Cloud, maybe AWS cloud. We want to look at their source code and what they wrote into the Lyric, and we want to automate the whole process. And that's where we will increase our Series A valuation by 3 to 5x.
Great product. We look forward to carry on the discussion offline. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. You can find me or email me at slu@lyric.io. I put my company LinkedIn information on our webs on the chat. So feel free to click into and look at our progress so far.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Yes, I have questions, but not to startups. Thank you, startups. It was only first batch. Startups will pitch for the second time when America wakes up. And our judges from North America will join us. You're all welcome to stay because in 9 hours, we will know who the winner is of this world finals of our Unicorn Cup. Because the votes, please finish voting for the startups because the votes will sum up the marks you're putting to the startups right now, dear judges, will be summarized with the marks that the judges from the second batch will put them, and the best one will win. I would like to hear the feedback from our official judges regarding this pitch. Who are your favorites? You can change your mind in the second batch. Maybe you will see them pitch differently. Also, we will have some other startup Nostra who had technical issues and couldn't join us. Let's start with Denise Yefremov, our official judge for the first time. So your impressions are very fresh. Please tell us who did you like the best and how did you, what do you think about our selection of the startups? Did really the best ones make all the way to the final?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Anna. Basically, what I wanted to say is that I'm impressed by the pitches. Thanks, everyone. Second of all, I wanted to say that it was really interesting to look at the startups because they are all from, let's say, different areas, which is interesting. No repetition, nothing like that. Also, it was very interesting that startups are at the pretty much the same stage, so we can compare even the traction, regardless of the fact that sectors are different. Obviously, I can say that probably the most the presentations that I did like the most was from Lyrit, the last one. So congratulations, guys. Also Uplift. I like the presentation and I like the solution. I'm not an expert in the healthcare, but that's from a personal view. I think that's important. And I obviously liked eGree because we are representing the same country and because I like legal tech solutions and I know the guys, they really have great product and the pitch was really great as well.
Thank you, Denise. Haha, you're biased, right? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm disclosing this upfront.
Okay. Well, personally, I think we're all humans, right? We cannot be like objective, like 100% objective. So thank you very much. Oh, I see official judge from India. Hi, Vikrant. Long time no see. Great to have you. Please meet Vikrant. He's managing partner at the Succeed Innovation Fund. Did you hear all the pitches? What do you think about the pitches?
No, I could only join towards the last two. The second one was also underway when I joined, but looks like the quality continues to get better. You're a great team, good platform, good set of people joining to assess and joining to pitch. So I guess the team is really working hard to uplift the entire ecosystem. Happy to be supporting you for the last couple of years and look forward to finding interesting opportunities through this.
Sure, welcome, Vikrant. And Marco, how does it look from Italy perspective?
Hi, Anna. Interesting. It's well, as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty hard to pick one that is better than the others.
Pick two.
Pick two. Then, well, Lyrid was impressive, and you know, it sounds along our chords what we do, what we like in a company. So I find it very interesting, provided they can do what they say they want to do. And I agree with Dennis. I mean, Uplift, although it's quite far away from what we look at, very interesting story. You know, this pattern of taking care of who and what is around you has surfaced a couple of times today. I think it's interesting. It's a breath of fresh air. It's good to, you know, trying to reconcile finance and investment with doing things that are good for other people. So well done in picking up these startups. Well done.
Wonderful. Really interesting to know who will be the winner. Oscar, how does it look from your point of view? I didn't hear that startups really want to go to China, but maybe they have an opportunity in Chinese market for their innovations. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I look at companies from a global point of view. China is a very tough ecosystem. So right now it's tough and competitive to a level that right now we're seeing a very huge push of Chinese companies expanding internationally. So that's potentially seen as an opportunity for the Chinese market. Any company coming here needs to, right now in a consumer space, needs to be something that brings a very high barrier of access with very strong IP. We have success with data therapeutics companies or companies in that space. B2B companies are also solid. But from the companies I presented today, I actually like a lot banks. I thought it was very interesting, and particularly in the crypto space, you sometimes don't see a lot of players that pay so much attention to the regulatory framework. That is quite critical, and I mean we have seen these having critical consequences. No, like we're an early stage investor and actually only institutional investor in a company called BitMEX that everybody in the crypto world knows, and we've seen how this was problematic, and now how the company is back on their feet, but they lose the position of number one in the world because you have to pay attention to that space, and now that they're fully regulated, but things come on, and I like very much the approach that banks is taking. I think that crypto is becoming institutional, crypto is becoming mainstream, but it cannot be anymore a market where it's the Wild West, where everybody can do everything. You need to take your time, and it's very exciting. Things are a bit late for us in terms of investment. Otherwise, would be a company I would definitely be interested in having a chat.
Thank you, Oscar. And from China, we're moving to Japan. Crazy John, how are you? Did you enjoy?
Yes,
the pitches? Who did you like the best?
You know, last time you asked me, I chose 3, and all 3 was correct.
Okay, so you will tell us right now who will win Unicorn Cup, right?
Yeah, so I think partially Uplift.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm a owner to sell medical device company, so I see their high potential. But however, winner would be Broke Arrow Technologies.
Really?
I see they are very high potential for the market around the world, and they have a good traction, have more traction in Japan and the US, and should have a more markets in whole Asia Pacific and Europe. So well done, Lucas, for your great job. So, and also best pitch was of course Reread. I love your crazy hair. And, and he got a very unique, good voice, good pitch, and very good design. But I think winner is Lucas, and Uplift and Read It. I don't know what other judges think, but I'm all correct.
Okay, only 9 hours to go, and we will know how right you are.
9 hours, I'll be sleeping in Japan.
Okay, you can check our event page anytime, and you will see all the news there. And Zev, do you agree with John, or do you have a different view?
I will keep my opinion to the end. I would like to, because I will join the final pitch also, I hope, and I'm not going to sleep. But it's also late with us. It will be also late in our timeline. But yes, I like very much the pitches that are now, and I agree that they are. You can compare them in terms of fundraising, in terms of money, in terms of where they at the stage they are located today. And I hope I wanted to hear about Nostra again, but unfortunately they didn't join. And glad to see Igri, which I judged as well last time, and let's see how it ends. But let's wait to the finish line.
Absolutely, really looking forward to that. Yes, dear judges, please join us, because like the second part will be the hottest one, because there we will announce the winner. But if you can give some hints to our startups, they have some hours to prepare, to change maybe something, to do hairdo like Simon has at Thyroid, or I don't know, to do beard or something like that. Please give them hints to help them win. And Aurel, what do you think about our startups?
Yeah, thanks. I like the selection very much. Some of them I saw already, so it was great to see Igrit again, for example. The ones I like Lyrid, Igri, and Sincel as well. These are more to closer to the sectors where we are active. So some of the hardware and health related startups look really great as well. It's just that it's a little bit hard for me to judge, but Uplift definitely seems to have a very easily understandable use case and great potential, as John mentioned as well. Okay. So yeah, it's also amazing to have these companies really from all over the world. It's like quite extraordinary, because we usually don't see startups from this broad range geographically, but very good selection. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait till next season. You'll see the best startups in the industries. That'll be really something. And so, how does Israel like what is going on right now, and maybe any feedback to our startups?
Yes, thank you. So I'd like to echo some of the things that have already been said about the presentations, which are all very good. You know, it's a great group of startups, a lot of potential. There was one company that I particularly liked, not because any of the others were bad. They were all great, but I was involved in a company locally called Rewalk, and Uplift, I think, has taken what Rewalk did and uplifted it quite a bit. So, you know, and that's a clear problem. The other companies as well, if I had to say one thing, I would say that the traction is something, traction revenue and funding that to date are some things that not always were always clear. And many of the questions, a lot of people ask the same question. I would ask it, or I heard other people ask it, well, how much revenue do you have so far? How many customers do you have so far? But so I think if there's one thing missing, I would try to focus a little bit more on that, or make sure you get that in. Talk about where you are in terms of market penetration and revenue generation, so that we have a better sense of it. If you've raised money, then it's always a good idea to tell us how much you've raised. Some people have, some people haven't, as we've seen with some of the companies as well. But overall, it's as usual. You guys do a great job of being really good companies here that we can enjoy, learning from and evaluating. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, and Andreas, any hints from Germany how to win?
Oh yes, I think this time it was really close. I didn't give points below 3 this time, so really good selection. It's also very diverse. I mean, I liked Banks group because they're really close to my fintech focus. Also Block Arrow, I think they really know what they're doing. It's a niche market where they can get good prices. But also shout out to Tankavala. It's a startup that, I mean, really solves a real world problem. and it was a bit of educational to me that this is such a big problem out there. So also, yeah, thanks for the good selection. It's also always a bit educational for me. You can't be an expert in all the areas, and it's really diverse. So it's always fun to judge those startups you have there.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being such a good judge, not putting bad marks to our startups there because they're trying their best. Sergey, do you agree with me? Did startups try their best, or they saved the best for the last?
I not totally agree. Actually, today I was a bit. It was a bit hard for me to judge, and the reason behind that is well. For example, you see a great idea, like let's say Pro DX, but you see quite some problematic presentation, and I try to reflect it that they were the first one presenting, and I hope they will do better presentation than the second batch, because the solution they're making is actually very good. But the way they're presenting it, it makes it look very confusing and not really understanding what they are doing. Or, for example, Tankerwala. I mean, it's a great thing helping the communities and delivering water. But the problem again with a business model, because if they are operating company and they are logistics company, not the technology company, then there are problems with for the investors to actually invest. Maybe they do not need to own these tankers. So the idea and the problem they're solving is actually very good, and it's what people need, but there might be business issues there. Or let's say, yeah, so and for uplifts, I mean, it's a great solution, great invention, but on the other hand, can it be really that scalable? It can, but there are probably issues with the actual scalability. Yeah, I mean, presentation was great, but the main I couldn't understand how what the vision of the company will be later. I mean, okay, they produced this great solution. Will they be producing other solutions? So if investors invest in Uplift, what they're investing in one solution, in one product, or there will be area of products. So it's not just me. Probably there are other investors that.
But who did you like?
Well, I put it Igri on the first place actually. I really like the idea. It's clean and simple, and probably that's why Altair.
And your Russian last name doesn't matter at all in this.
No, it doesn't matter at all. I mean, yeah, the company have Russian origins, but in fact, nope. Actually, I very much wanted for block era technologists to produce a strong
so you support.
They're from Thailand. They're from Southeast Asia. I spent more than 10 years working with Southeast Asia. So yeah, I actually like the idea, but unfortunately, I think with block era, my recommendation for them for the second batch, probably guys try to talk more about the current market you're in, because it sounds like you serving the whole aerospace industry, which you are not. You're focusing on Southeast Asia. It's problematic for you to talk, for example, with Lufthansa, obviously. So try to give more numbers regarding the exact markets you're in.
Thank you, Sergey. Hey, thank you so much for your feedback. Alexander, before we go on a break, and I remind that you use the same links, dear judges, to go for the second batch. Before we go on a break, please give some feedback to startups and say who do you like the most in this batch.
Anna, are you asking me?
Absolutely, Alexander. You're the only Alexander I'm looking at right now.
No. Okay, I of course have a special opinion because I believe today everybody is a winner, because really we have winners, the winners of semifinals of Unicorn battles today, and I will tell my opinion later in the second part, because so I would not influence, the score in the end. Anyway, I think that the startups win in our battles when they raise money, and we have so many VCs from different parts of the world today. So I believe that pitching here is already a great win. And as you remember, probably our winners already raised 320 million US dollars before, and so you can check it in Crunchbase. So good luck, and see you in the second part.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alexander, for summarizing it so nicely. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Kate, for the first batch. We will log in less than 6 hours. 5 hours, 40 minutes will be our second batch starting, and I will see every one of you online. Startups will pitch second time. Get some rest, get some energy, because it will be the final pitch at our World Finals. See you all. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you in 5 hours, 40 minutes. Bye, guys. See you. Please.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Can I have video, please?
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.